You can see I blocked the glasses of my eye. Gives me peace of mind. I'm going to show you the diode in my eye. Here's the diode. Right there, the channel adoption. Now, I'm going to put my glasses back on. I use the mirror and a cell phone by doing that. All right, this is a situation. All right, this is about a stale probation matter that I've already discharged on parole and completed a Prop 36 sanction that was introduced over the parole of SAC in 2004. Okay, now this probation issue is stale pending. The term was for an 812 in Florida. 2004 to 2006 was a probation term. I'm standing in a parking lot like this one right here by a beach with another guy talking, and approximately where this tree is a moped bike, and we're standing talking to each other in the parking lot, and police come up and run our TSA and run a TSA on that on the moped, and it was Millennious Mischief, a 812. So we get hemmed up for it. We remain silent, and we're just talking to each other. No one saw us on it. No one saw us drive it or anything, dude. No one saw us push it or anything. Okay? So we go to court. We take a deal. She tells me if I take a deal, I can get out of jail. You can see the halo right here on my 6 right here already. It's cloudy today. They're trying to change the footprint to the situation. You can see it right here. Now, I got a Google Glass light emitting diode equivalent microprocessor, 2 light emitting diodes that work the same as Google Glass in my eye. And you can explore, and you can see images, and you can record my voice and record data through the visual cortex with the light emitting diodes. Okay. Now back to the Florida miscellaneous probation issue. I told the probation officer I was going to go back to California. I completed my situation, and I wanted to get back to where I came from, okay? So I came back to California, and unfortunately, I was obligated to state sanctions, and it was based on a lack of evidence. And I took the deal anyway and went through the system. At that time, I was incompetent in the law and the facts in the situation. And I didn't know my rights. I had ineffective assistance in counsel. Okay? During the course of time, I've learned the law and learned my rights and what I needed to do to defend my cases. And so I go and the term was from 2004 to 2006. I'm in CDC custody at the time. I paroled in California at 2007. They had plenty of time to get me at the gate for extradition, and they didn't. So during the parole, I stopped by police several times, and they said I had this pending, but they didn't take me into custody, and they didn't extradite me. In 2008, I filed a 1389 under the penal code and 1382, which is extraditional request for speedy trial, and it was denied by the district attorney's office in Pinellas County. Okay? So I filed before the statute. I filed before the grant of SSI was granted in 2008. Protects the grant. The grant was in 2009. Clark versus Astry was approved in my case. I got grounds for dismissal on this millennious probation issue. And for one, I got a Google Glass light emitting diode equivalent microprocessor, wire prosthetics and Chandler Dobson light emitting diodes that works the same as Google Glass, that you can record my voice. You can see what I see out of my eye and stalk me with halos using Milstar satellites and blind surveillance with Google Glass explorations. That's one grounds for dismissal. I can't prepare a fair defense in my case with an attorney or a doctor. Attorney-doctor privileges rights are abridged. In this surveillance, this Salsa surveillance, which is Ocean surveillance stalking me as a Milstar satellite, abridges all due process matters as grounds for dismissal. That's one. plus the charge that caused probation. The statute of limitations have run out on the charge that caused probation. State versus void. This is the first violation hearing. That's grounds for state versus void. Plus, I discharged on parole and Prop 36 in California. Okay? I discharged on parole and Prop 36 in California. That supersedes probation matters. That's grounds for dismissal right there. Plus, you can't ever raise the California issues. You can't raise the California issues because parole and all matters that dealt with parole and probation have been dismissed, mister. So this would be the first violation hearing on the charge that caused probation. The statute of limitations on third degree issues is 3 years, and first degree issues is 4 years, and capital is 10 years. And this is 12 years tolling from 2004, mister. And any brain gate sciences and neurosciences that you discover through Google Glass explorations and brainwave devices, reading my mind and hampering my thinking and my ability, that's another infringement. You hamper my mind and my thinking ability and infiltrate my memories, you know what I'm going to say and do before I do it, mister. It's a total infringement in my case. It's grounds for further dismissals. And plus, this surveillance is a Milstar satellite, sir. This thing causes disabilities and death, dude. Hearing voices affected by radiation causes cancer. It affects their memory and their thinking, and it affects computer data too. It crashes computer data, and it records everything within a 250-mile radius. Is a lunar ring, mister. It's a lunar ring project. Laser lunar rings, dude. Milstar satellites, the fog of war satellites, high ground satellites. And they're ocean surveillance, and they deploy out with naval vessels. And this SALSA system is deployed with me only, sir. That means if it deploys with naval vessels across the world to Japan from the United States, it'll go all the way to that state too, dude. And those TSRKs and STSS Northrop Grumman satellites and all the DARPA microsatellites are going to attach to this Sedona effect. That's a big problem, dude. That's a serious big problem, isn't it? Here's grounds for another dismissal. I discharged on parole, and it's been 4.5 years, and I've been trouble-free, mister. And it's been 12 years since Florida, 2004. I've been crime-free in that state, too. For 12 years is grounds for another dismissal. So you're just wasting your time, dude. You're wasting your time. Plus, here's another grounds for dismissal. I know I got pre-crime surveillance. I know I got a light emitting diode. I know that you can see and record my actions because internal hearing aids and Google Glass equivalent prosthetics in my eye. Optogenetics is a dual visc. I got evidence of a dual visc, and I can show a green light in my eye just like I showed you on this tape. I'm proper for life, mister. I'm not going to ever do anything wrong. Me talking to myself when there's no one around and talking shit to myself is perfectly legal, mister.